If you are a gang member and beat up a lot of 3-year-old children, do you gain a lot of street cred? The answer would probably be no. However, if you are a TFT player and you beat a lot of gold players, can you get to Challenger? Yes, you can. Let me show you how. So I don't know if you're gonna get banned for this if you do this or not, because it technically is part of the system, but ever since they changed the way LP works, in that every time you top 4, you automatically at least gain 10 LP, and every time you bot 4, you automatically at least lose 10 LP. Combining that with the fact that you cannot demote from tiers such as Diamond 4 0 LP or Master 0 LP, it means that you could get to whatever LP you want if you abuse the system. So again, don't try this. I don't know if you could get banned for it or not, but there is a player who got all the way up to 573 LP, and they did this by becoming Diamond 4 and then going 8th for a lot of games in a row. I don't know how many games this is. I'm not going to bother to go count it, but you can look this player up if you really want to. I'll leave a link down in the description below, but this is a lot of 8ths at Diamond 0 LP. And then after that, you might notice if we open up this game, they get first, second, fourth, whatever, they top 4 a bunch. But look at the players in this person's game. Masters versus gold, plat, gold, plat. This continues on for a very long time, and then they eventually get all the way up to 500 some LP at their peak, which is a little weird, right? Like, how is that even possible? Because if we scroll all the way up to like their most recent games before they started losing, because they're probably facing real players now, they're facing low diamonds, Diamond 4, Diamond 3, as a Masters player at 300 LP. How does that make any sense at all? Well, there's one reason for that. There's a MMR system and a LP system. So the rank you see normally on your profile, if you look yourself up, you'll come up to a screen that says like, oh, this is your rank, Masters, gold, whatever, and then your LP. So this one has 312 right now because they lost a bunch of games. Well, there is also a hidden ranking system, which is called your matchmaking rating. So there are a lot of theories about this. No one knows for sure exactly how it works, but pretty much the game's matchmaking system on average matches you up with players of similar rank, and then you play against them, and then your LP gain should relatively be around normal, let's say, whatever normal, however you define that as. So essentially you should be gaining and losing the same amount of LP based on your relative placements every single game. On average, I'm not saying this always happens, but that's how the system is kind of supposed to work. But if you abuse the system like this, you can make it so that you face really, really bad players. You could fix the system so that you face players that are much, much, much lower skilled than you and still be able to like climb in LP, even though your MMR doesn't kind of catch up for a while. And that's because you can't demote from certain ranks, which I think is a little silly. I think you should be able to demote. And I don't think you should force someone to gain LP when they get a 4th or force lose LP when they get bottom 4. So I don't know if anyone remembers set 1. I don't know when they changed the system to this, but in set 1, some players would go 3rd place and actually either lose 1 LP or like gain 0 LP for a 3rd place, which is pretty funny. And then people who got 4th place, they lost LP constantly. But that's because people are facing players much worse than them and doing well in those games. And it's not their fault. They were not abusing the system back in the day. It's just that, let's say you are the best chess player in the world and you face me, for example, they're probably going to beat me. So they don't get any points for beating me because they're supposed to anyways. So in TFT, a similar system kind of exists where if you're playing against people much worse than you, even if you get 4th or 3rd place, it doesn't mean you gain LP because you are so much better than them that you're supposed to kind of place in those placements anyways. And this system still exists. It's just hidden under the MMR system, and in the LP system, it's displayed in a different way because when people get 3rd, when they're so much better than everyone else, they get a +10. If they get 4th, they get a +10. If they get 2nd, they might get like a +15 or something like that if they're much, much better than their competition. So what you can do is, this person did this, and honestly, it works like pretty decently, right? They're able to get to 500 LP while playing against diamond players, but you could take this to the next level. And what you can do actually to trick the MMR system even further, because now you notice that they're actually like losing a bunch of games, right? Maybe they're trying new stuff. Maybe they're actually facing real players now. As you can see, like it's mainly Masters players now in this person's game, but there's a way to trick this so you always only face gold players forever when you do this. So you do the same exact thing that this person did, which is lose every single game at 0 LP. It could be at Diamond 4 0 LP like this person did, or it could be at Masters 0 LP. Lose like 30, 50, however many games to get you into gold. And then after that, you could just go 4th place every single game and just get +10, +10, +10 LP all the way up to whatever LP that you want, because that way your MMR is not as affected as quickly. So you'd get 4th place in a game / forfeit and then just get 10 LP every game. I don't know why you would do this because it's just a video game rank, but it is a way to kind of like game the system. And I'm hoping that they fix this because obviously that's not really fair to other people, but I'm also hoping that they revert the LP system back to the way it was before, where you're not forced to gain 10 LP in a top 4 and you're not forced to lose 10 LP when you get 5th, because it just doesn't really make much sense to me. I'm a huge fan of just having MMR displayed, not even having any of this LP nonsense in the first place. But obviously game companies and me have kind of different goals and priorities. So I'm sure they have their reason to do it. It probably increases like player happiness. I don't know. There's probably some random metric like that that kind of helps that. But essentially, yeah, you can just go 4th place every single game, gain very minimal rating, and just go all the way up to like 2,000 LP, maybe even like 5,000 LP. Who knows? It's going to take a long time. Again, who's going to do this? It's just a video game rank. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day, and people will know you cheated anyway, so you can't even be proud of it. But it's just a way that the system can be abused, and I feel like that should be kind of addressed in some way. I don't know. So don't try this because you might get banned. I don't actually know, but I just thought this was kind of funny to share because it's kind of like a rank hack in TFT right now, just because the system is the way it is. But that's going to be it for me today. Hopefully you all found this insightful or whatever. And if you want to look this player up, I'm sure there are other players doing it too. This is just the one that someone showed me. I'll leave a link down below. But yeah, I'll see you all later.